Differentiation instructional strategies meeting the needs of all students by maximizing student success and academic achievements with differentiated learning in the classroom. The history of differentiated instruction. The roots of differentiated instruction goes all the way back to the days of the one-room schoolhouse, where one teacher had students of all ages in one classroom. As the educational system transitioned to grading schools, it was assumed that children of the same age learned similarly. However, in 1912, achievement tests were introduced, and the scores revealed the gaps in students' abilities within grade levels. Then, in 1975, Congress passed the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, ensuring that children with disabilities had equal access to public education. To reach this student population, many educators used differentiated instruction strategies. Then came the passage of No Child Left Behind in 2000, which further encouraged differentiated and skill-based instruction. Dr. Carol Ann Tomlinson, she is a well-known educator and researcher who focuses much of her time discussing the potential benefits of differentiated instruction has in the classroom and how to implement it effectively. She is a leader in the area of differentiated learning and a professor of educational leadership foundations and policy at the University of Virginia. Dr. Carol Ann Tomlinson describes differentiated instruction as factoring students' individual learning styles and levels of readiness first before designing a lesson plan. Before you can even think about designing a lesson plan, you need to know your students' learning levels. You need to know how they learn so you can actually create a lesson plan to meet them where they are academically. Differentiating instruction may mean teaching the same material to all students using a variety of instructional strategies, or it may require the teacher to deliver lessons at varying levels of difficulty based on the ability of each student. I differentiate my lessons during my small group. I actually teach my students everything as whole group, but then when I pull my students in small group, that is where I have the differentiated lesson plan, where it's actually a lower level learning and teaching style for my students who are my struggling students. This slide here is pretty much just the back little definition of it. Differentiated instruction is a philosophy of teachers supporting their students learn best when their teachers effectively address variance in students' readiness levels, interests, and learning profile preferences. Differentiation is a tailoring instruction to meet individual needs. That was quoted by Dr. Carol Ann Tomlinson in 1999. A key goal of differentiated instruction is maximizing the learning potential of each student. Differentiated instruction recognizes the value and worth that exists in everyone. We all have something that we can bring to the table. It allows students from all backgrounds and with diverse abilities to demonstrate what they know, understand, and can do. Chapman and King in 2009 stated that differentiated instruction is the most powerful and widely accepted approaches to enhancing the teaching and learning environment. It is an approach that empowers the teacher in learning. So that just piggybacks off of Dr. Carol Ann Tomlinson's overall definition and meaning of differentiated instruction. I love this picture here with all the kids. As you can see, they're all different backgrounds. They all have different talents, things that they can bring to the table. And this is what a differentiated classroom should look like. And then teachers who practice differentiation in the classroom may see any of the following. Actually, they should be doing all of the followings here. This slide here includes a video here that I encourage all of you listeners to actually go and read. It's on YouTube. Dr. Carol Tomlinson, she is discussing the 5 key aspects to differentiated instruction. 3 areas of differentiated instruction includes content, process, and product. And according to Tomlinson and Allen in 2000, teachers can differentiate instruction through 4 ways: through the content, through the process, and the product. And then the last one is the learning environment. We must have a safe and welcoming learning environment for all of our students that encourage them to actually learn and make sure that it's welcoming to them. Some strategies here that teachers can use is varying grouping models, employ brain-compatible strategies, use multiple intelligence, and incorporate metacognitive strategies. Some pros for differentiated instruction are included on this page. Most importantly, research shows differentiated instruction is effective for high ability students as well as students with mild to severe disabilities. Students appear to be more engaged in learning, and there are reportedly fewer discipline problems in the classroom where teachers provide differentiated lessons. Oftentimes, our students who are behavior students are the struggling students. So, if we're able to meet them academically where they are, that will limit and lessen a lot of our discipline problems in the classroom. So some cons, differentiated instruction requires more work during lesson planning. So what? Yes, it's more work, but we're doing our job, which is meeting the needs of all of our students. Critics argue there isn't enough research to support the benefits of differentiated instruction outweighing the added prep time. It's a lot of work, but we're all here for our students. And I am a teacher who will do whatever it takes to meet the needs of all of my students to see them be successful in life. This slide here includes some interesting facts about classroom differentiation. Of course, it means different work, not more work, is the way we should be looking at it. It's just a different type of work. And through differentiated instruction, teachers consider who they teach, what they teach, and where they teach, and how they teach. That was one of the interesting facts that actually stood out for me. All of them are very important. So, my study that I conducted enclosed an in-depth review of the literature to determine a theoretical basis for differentiated instruction to conceptualize and refine the level of conceptual understanding that teachers in grades 3 through 5 conceptualize in depth about differentiated instruction and its utilization in their classroom. I am a 5th grade teacher, so this was very, very important to me. So, this was my study that I actually conducted. My hypothesis one states that the teacher who have participated in differentiated instruction training will have a higher level of understanding of the overall process of differentiated instruction. My second hypothesis states that teachers who have participated in differentiated instruction trainings will have a higher level of implementation of the overall process of differentiated instruction. And my third hypothesis stated that teachers who understand the concept of differentiated and implemented it daily in their classroom, their students will have higher scores on the EOG in comparison to the teachers who actually did not. So my participants were 30 elementary teachers from grades 3 through 5th. All participants were female teachers in Hope County schools. 18 participants had years of teaching experience. They ranged from 1 to 5 years. 9 participants had experience from 6 to 10 years, and 3 participants had years of experience that were 10 or more years of experience. The instrument that I used was constructed around 2017 and 2018 EOG data reports. I actually gathered all of my data from SchoolNet. Very, very powerful data management that we actually have in Hope County. The purpose of this instrument was to observe students' academic success in comparison to teachers who used differentiated instruction and those who did not. Also, the survey questionnaire was designed to measure participants' concrete understanding of differentiated instruction and its implementation of it in their classrooms. So this was my survey questionnaire that was designed and given out to all of my participants. And then they had to answer all of these questions, 2 through 10. 1 would be never, 2 sometimes, 3 frequently, and 4 always. The procedure that I used were the participants' responses to questions were analyzed to gather insight if they had knowledge of differentiated instruction and how to implement it in their classrooms. Then I analyzed EOG data from 2017 through 2018 from the participants and their school and the grade that they actually taught, and the level to depict if student overall achievement indicated that differentiated instruction was indeed implemented. So my results to test hypothesis 1 and 2, the overall responses from the survey questionnaire was measured. Results indicated that teachers who have participated in differentiated instruction had a higher level of understanding and implementation of the overall process of differentiated instruction. Hypothesis 1 and 2 were proven to be accurate based upon the responses results of the survey questionnaire. And you can actually read on there to see about the questions 2 through 10. And these are my references. This is my reference page where I got all of my resources from for this PowerPoint.